For today's read aloud, we will be reading Is That a Fish? Written by Susan Hartley. So go ahead and take a moment and think of everything you know about fish and think of the title and the cover to make a good prediction. All right, if you need more time, just pause the video. Let's go ahead and review author's purpose real quick and then some text features. So author's purpose is what? Persuade, inform, and entertain. Persuade is when the author is trying to get you to try or do something. Inform is whenever the author is giving you information, facts, trying to teach you about a topic. Entertain is whenever the story is just funny, it's just meant to enjoy the story. Okay? So that's author's purpose. Text features. I'm going to list the text features we've gone over so far, and in the story, I believe we will notice each of these text features. Table of contents, heading, bold print, caption, labels, diagram. Also photographs. Okay, let's go ahead and begin reading. Is That a Fish? Written by Susan Hartley. Table of contents. What are fish? A horse or a fish? A snake or a fish? Rays, fish out of water. Is that a fish? Glossary index. So if we were to look up what rays are, what page would we go to? We would go to page 10. So these are the different headings letting us know what we're going to read and the different page numbers we can find that information on. What are fish? What does a fish look like? You might be surprised. What is this called right here? It's a little bit darker than the rest of the words. It's a heading. Heading lets us know what the section we're about to read or the page we're about to read. Lets us know what it's going to be about. Take a moment and look at these different photographs of the different types of fish. All right, let's keep reading. So here are some more photographs of different fish. Take a moment and look at them. And oh, here's a diagram with labels. We'll talk about that in a moment. All right, so here's the diagram with labels. Remember, diagram is the picture and the labels. Labels are just the words explaining the different parts of the picture. So we have a fish, that's our picture, and the labels name the different parts of the fish. So fins, tail, gills, mouth, eye. Those are the labels for the fish, different parts of the fish. Fish can be very big or very small. This shark is the largest fish in the world. Like other fish, it has a backbone. It breathes through gills. It has fins to help it swim. Backbone, gills, fins are all what? What text feature are they? Bold print. They're a little bit darker than the rest of the words because the author wants those words to stand out for us to notice them. They're important words. Right here is a photograph and a caption. A caption tells us what's happening in the photograph or the image. A whole shark can be 50 feet long. Its mouth can be 4 feet wide. Okay, so photograph, caption, and bold print. Those three text features on this page. Here's a heading, a horse or a fish. Some fish look like other animals. This is called a seahorse. The fin on the back of the seahorse beats very fast. Right here. This is how the seahorse moves around. So, heading lets us know what this page is going to be about. Bold word it stands out. We need to notice this word. And here's a diagram with label. Here's a picture with labels naming the different parts of the seahorse. All right, let's keep reading. A seahorse uses its tail to grab onto plants in the water. It can hide in the plants, where no hungry fish can find it. Here's a photograph with the seahorse hiding. And right here, this seahorse is called a leafy sea dragon. Give you a moment to look at the picture. Remember, caption, you have your picture and a sentence or a few words explaining the picture. So say that word, caption. A image with words or a sentence underneath explaining the picture. Okay. A snake or a fish. This fish, called an eel, looks a lot like a snake. It swims by moving its whole body. It can swim forward and backward. It breathes by opening and closing its mouth to pump water over its gills. So here's some photographs, and here's a caption explaining what's happening in these photographs. This is a moray eel. Moray eels can be as long as 10 feet. Here's another heading, rays. This large, flat fish is called a ray. It has wing-like fins that help it glide through the water. So heading, bold print, photographs, and then a caption. Manta rays are the largest rays. They can be 22 feet wide. Wow. Some rays have spines on their tails. They use the spines to sting their prey. Rays can hide on the bottom of the sea. So here's some photographs with a sentence explaining underneath. So these are captions. Rays are gentle and curious. Rays bury themselves in the sand. Give you a moment to look at the photographs. All right. Fish out of water. This fish lives on mud flats. When the tide goes out, the fish can stay on the land until the water comes back. It breathes through its sand. Here's a photograph, caption. This fish is called a mud skipper. Give you a moment to look at it and think about what we just read. What did we just read? We read about a fish out of water, which is called a mud skipper. And how does it breathe? Through its skin. This fish sometimes comes onto the land to look for fresh water. It wiggles its tail and props its body up on its fins when it moves. This makes it look like the fish can walk. That's really interesting. I didn't know about that. Here's a photograph with a caption. This fish is called a climbing perch. It can stay out of water for a long time. Do you see its fins right there? Give me a moment. Think of everything you've learned so far. I've learned a lot of different things about fish. I didn't know about this fish out of water, and then this one right here, climbing perch. I thought that's really interesting that it uses its fins when it moves. Give you some time to think about everything. All right. Is that a fish? Fish can be many colors, sizes, and shapes. They can move in different ways. So look at these different images, these different photographs. What will you see the next time you close your eyes and picture a fish? All right, here's a glossary, which we'll go over later in the week. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the beginning of the book and talk about the text features and the author's purpose. All right, so let's go ahead and take a moment and list all the text features we noticed. Table of contents. This is what a table of contents looks like. here is what are fish? Where can we find this? Page 4. So it lets us know the different things we'll be reading and what page we can find it on. That's table of contents. So what it looks like. Sometimes it says table of contents. Sometimes it says contents. Sometimes it doesn't say anything right here, but you see the heading and the page number it's going to be on. This is a heading. It lets us know what we're about to read. And it usually stands out. See how this is darker than the rest? It's up top above the writing. Okay. These are photographs taken with what? A camera. These are all text features that we're talking about right now. This is a diagram with labels. A diagram is the picture with the labels explaining the parts of the picture. Labels are just the words. This right here, backbone, gills, fins. This is called what? Bold print. It lets us, the reader, know, hey, that's an important word we need to pay attention to. All right, and our last text feature we're going to talk about is caption. A caption is whenever you have a picture, whether it's a photograph or illustration, whether it's a picture taken with a camera or an illustration, which was drawn, whatever it may be, you have a sentence or some words explaining what's happening in that picture. So right here, here's this picture of a whale shark, and it's the information right here is letting us know its mouth can be 4 feet wide and it can be 50 feet long. So it's telling us some information about this picture, okay? So that is the different text features: table of contents, heading, bold print, captions, labels, and diagram. Remember, labels and diagram go together. Okay, so that's text features. Let's talk about the author's purpose real quick. I'm going to ask you some questions. Give yourself a thumbs up or down if you think yes or you think no. And then on the next slide, you'll have the opportunity to talk about the author's purpose. Okay? So, what was the author's purpose for writing this story? Is it a fish? That's the name of the book. So, for persuade, is the author trying to get you to try or do something? Think about it. Is the author trying to get me to try or do something? Give yourself a thumbs up or down if you think so. If you think so, yes or no. All right. Now, inform. Is the author trying to give you information, true information, facts, teach you something about a topic? If you think yes, thumbs up. If you think no, thumbs down. All right, last one. Entertain. Did the author just write the story hoping you'll laugh? And did you laugh during the story? Was it funny? Yes or no? All right. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Is that a fish? And I hope you have fun talking about the author's purpose on the next slide.